Get to know the current political issues, the real stories behind the headlines. Get interactive. MyPolitics with Bobit. Only here on MyTV Cebu.
Good evening, my televiewers. Once again, welcome to my weekly TV show, MyPolitics. This is your host, Bobit. This evening, we have our special guest, a veteran and a respected journalist, a principled man. He holds various positions in the government, being a private sector representative. It's a great pleasure to be with us this evening. A friend, a mentor of mine. Welcome to our show, Sir Bobit Avila. Sir Bobit, good evening.
Good evening, Art. You are very lucky that I agreed to this interview because nobody in any of the what you call TV stations here ever dared to interview me.
It's my pleasure, Sir Bobit. I am your student. You are my mentor. So at least, di nyo kakabaliban sa ibong estudyante.
Go ahead, you shoot.
Okay. Sir Bobit, let's discuss and talk about your being a member before of the Regional Development Council and having the position or holding that position for a long time, the committee chairman on infrastructure.
Yes.
And what's the difference before and karon, Sir Bobit? What were the biggest projects that you introduced, you brought to the city, and then na-realized, and then compared today, it's almost zero as far as infra programs of the region is concerned, or Cebu city and the province are concerned?
Well, at that time, we had the MCDP.
Okay.
Metro Cebu Development Projects. And that MCDP was funded by the national government.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the RDC was the one who, paved the way. But we created an office that would handle the MCDP planning stations, so that we would be able to form this. And there are many other projects that we did. For instance, at that time, there was, would you believe, 40,000 telephones in Cebu City.
Wow.
Only
40,000.
Yes. Kaya nga no, wa pa may cellphone.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time there was a cell phone, PLDT tried to do the X project nila, which tried to put in 60,000, including Dumaguete.
Okay.
But all of that was run over by PhilTel. When PhilTel came into having a cell phone, that started the whole thing.
Islacom was there also.
Eventually, Islacom came after PhilTel.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that time, you were opening a lot of road openings, for that matter, no, under the MCDP project. So you have MCDP 1, 2, and 3.
Well, actually, dili to siya road openings, road widening.
Road widening.
For instance, I'll give you example. B. Rodriguez was a very narrow road. If you remember, if you have passed it, the bridge there was only a Bailey Bridge.
Okay. Yeah, I still remember that.
A Bailey Bridge, that's only one lane. No, but then there was no traffic in Cebu. So, wa siya problema. So, naitabo, we widened the road and put in a solid bridge today that became part of MCDP 1.
Okay.
Then we widened AS Fortuna from Natalio Bacalso all the way to the church. So that was one huge project.
Okay.
That widening the Birama. Sorry.
Birama.
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 Then,
not AS Fortuna, but
no,
Birama.
Yeah, Birama. Then we came to widen and open that. The only road that we actually opened was the we call that continuation of Fidel Rosario,
Imos Road.
the Imus Road.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Because that was not yet a road at
Yeah,
that time.
at that time.
Yeah, so we opened the road, and I remember I even went to talk to the nagkahiusan kabus sa release. And ang nagbabag dito actually was a military man.
Okay.
So I told the military man that i-move na ng Mumbai, ipabalhin ako imong asan imong mga butang, otherwise ang naa may authority to destroy your house, and then we will throw away whatever we think that should be thrown away.
So there were some oppositions at that time or
Daghan.
resistance coming from the people?
And even Tami Osmeña then at that time warned me. Kay anti-combi ako. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
With Serge Monde.
I know that.
We were anti-com. So, siya, magbantay ka kay mga kuwana sila sa Walhorn. But I said, tinarong man nga to. Ang ilang concern sa mga tao diha dapita was that ibalhin sila kuno o eskwelahan sa mga bata from Zapatera to somewhere in Pardo. And sa may kinaranan ninyo, sa sakyanan. So, akong gipangutana si then Councilor I always call him chairman, to bring me a Kaohsiung bus. And the Kaohsiung bus would bring the kids to their where they will be transferred. Yeah, asa sila na transfer actually they were given homes and land that they could own and call themselves landowners.
Within the city, Sir Bobit? Or
Ito sa Pardo.
in Pardo?
And
Okay,
then,
within the city, yes.
ang condition was that you cannot sell the land for 10 years. So that happened. And
So na-realize.
naabli ang Dan. Muna yung lagay, naabli ang Dan all in the name of Tomas Osmeña, not in the name of Bobit Avila. Then so, we widen ang amon Dan. Pero kutob ra diha kay ni widen ta diri sad sa Banilad. Kay kanang Country Club Road was very narrow. So giwiden na siya all the way supposed to be pag-abot sa kanang they call that going to left turn ka sa Marilo Isa.
Yes, correct.
No? Nganong kuan kay ngano si reklamo si Mayor Uwano at that time, may rest in peace, nga paliko na diri AS
Fortuna.
So Tami Osmeña agreed nga ibalhin ang transfer ang funding from that corner passing by San Carlos all the way to ML Quezon. If you notice from ML Quezon, nilapad na sa
Correct.
muna siya gibalhin dito sa AS Fortuna.
Okay. So how did you do that at that time ba? Considering almost all projects in the region were concentrated in Cebu City.
Correct. Muna ingon lagi nga sa ngilingay si Tomas Osmeña had his brother
Bobit Avila.
Serge
Okay.
Osmeña na matabang sa funding kay dako kang funding padung dito sa Cebu City.
Okay.
So daghang galagot sad pero wa may nahimo.
But how about in the international funders, Sir Bobit, nga inyuhang nahatod o inyuhang na-convince to fund those mga projects o programs?
JICA
to siya.
international.
Okay. So JICA was with us for so long a time,
That's
no?
right.
Okay. So now, kanto siya og na-continue pa to ubay-ubay po ang mga programa ug proyekto nga on the
Actually,
pipelines nga diha sa RDC.
Ang problema good art is that the Japanese government is also answerable to the Japanese people.
Okay.
Ang problema was this, when we widened Virama, for instance, daghan kayo may gibayran. Nga giwiden, bayran, na di nakaka-park supposed to be. Ang nahitabo, gibutangan gyud na mo no parking zone. Pero there is AS Fortuna, di man Cebu City.
Di man Cebu City.
So the city,
why control?
The city of Mandawi allowed parking. So ang mga hapon nag-notice ana, niingon nga di na ni mahimo.
it defeats the purpose.
Yeah, so
Okay.
ang MCDP3 was
Cancelled?
in a way not cancelled, not funded.
Uh-huh.
Because the Japanese government would not give us money to pay Filipinos who should be heroes in their own land. Oh. Mo na tinoray.
So, ang hitabo ato, Sir Bobit, dalapad na, let's say for instance, the Virama Avenue, which ang stretch perting taasa from Natalio Bacalcio up to the Guadalupe Church.
Yes.
Okay? So, og napalapdan to siya, so, ang kanto mga car wash centers or whatever shops, so appeal to siya og
Supposed to be, yes.
wa gyud na siya dinha.
Yeah, supposed to be. Panangtangon ta na.
Mm.
Pero unfortunately, our politicians have, do not have the political will.
Exactly. So that's a problem also. Okay. It seems only 60%, so to speak, when it comes to road users network. Ug ato ang nagamit magaling sa kalsada, so narata sa ato ang sa 60%.
Correct.
The rest occupied by gihimog private parking area, naa pa din ha ang mga different car wash shops o kanang vulcanizing shops.
Napay additional. Wa ka notice mga kanang mga kapilya.
Kapilya.
Kanang kapilya actually gihangyo ko na si Archbishop Jose Palma. Kung mahimo ba nga all barangay shops should be moved out of the main road and put inside. Pero I don't know what happened.
So, mao na siya, Sir Bobit, nga ang Cebu City during your time, no? When you were the RDC chairman, mura og the word is gikaintapan sa uban nga mga rehiyon because mura og wa inahibilin og way nahatag in other regions, Bohol for instance, Negros, Dumaguete, nga mura ba og kontrolado kunuhay ninyo.
But actually, I gave Bohol. You didn't notice, but I gave Bohol something that everybody looks at and kita galaway lang. Kanang ilang, what you call...
Circumferential road?
No, kanang dam.
Ilang dam?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
We built 2 dams. One of them is in Ubay, and the other one is in near Sandigan Bayan. Yeah.
Is this the kaning mga dam, Sir Bobit, nga mo'y famous hunting grounds nowadays? Okay, because of the presence of wild ducks?
No, because in fact, nakapamusil man ko diha, but not in the dam. In fairness to all the hunters, they don't go to the dam.
So within the vicinity lang? Or near?
It's called the Somme River before. But wa naman hunting ko ron kay nibalik na biyang NPA.
Yeah. We have a lot of issues to discuss with our guest this evening, my dear televiewers. Don't go away. We'll have some reminders.
Get to know the current political issues, the real stories behind the headlines. Get interactive. MyPolitics with Art Bobit, only here on MyTV Cebu.
Once again, welcome, my dear televiewers. Our guest for this evening, for our episode of MyPolitics, Sir Bobit Avila. Sir Bobit, now, usas mga dako kayo nga butang. Wherein you were part, of course, being the CITOM chairman at that time, o niya, an RDC top personality in the region. What's the status now? If you gauge now the intramurals about the BRT programs of Tommy's administration?
Actually, the BRT was a good project because at that time when we went to
You were part
yes,
when you visited
at that
Curitiba?
time, we went to Curitiba with Sami Darsa, with Jingjing Osmeña, all the people who were involved in CITOM. And at that time, the ambassador was Frank Benedicto.
Okay.
So perfect yung kayo. So it was a proper way of doing. Ang problema lang, it took the gestation period took too long. Because 1997 pagod may dito. Yeah, that should have been done in 7 years.
Okay.
Or in 10 years.
Okay.
Because what will happen was that at that time, kung 10 years nahitabo na after we went to Curitiba, there would have been still no traffic in Cebu, and the people would have slowly been riding and adapted the BRT. Unfortunately, it did not materialize because there were many other factors. For instance, we had 6 years of Tommy Osmeña helping President Noynoy Aquino. But did Noynoy Aquino help Tommy Osmeña? No. He questioned the BRT. And then did not
It came out in the papers, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, here you are helping
The president.
and then the president's not
Did not-
giving Cebu.
yeah.
Yeah, so there you are.
Okay. So,
Naligsan panahon ba?
naligsan. Naunhan na lang sa panahon.
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
So, at that time, Sir Bobit, I still remember, no? And I can recall, you held the first ever traffic summit in the city of Cebu. Okay.
2 traffic summits.
2 traffic summit, but the first one was in
Cebu City.
in Cebu
The
City.
second one was Metro Cebu.
Okay. Now, one of the recommendations that you made, and it was boldly stated, no, sa imuhang recommendation, ang kantong pagpalabang or pagpakuha sa mga eskwelahan, no, along the major thoroughfares in the city. Wa gyud magtuo nga ma-realize. Now, here comes the Ateneo de Cebu. And I cannot kuan yun, malimtan nga usa to sa mga recommendations nga nahimo ug napatuman pa to sa Bobit ang ubang eskwela ni Palo pa.
Actually, ang nahitabo, akong gihangyo sila ang Cebu, ang Sacred Heart at that time. Nga, pag andam mo buses lang, niya mangita tag area where all the cars can park and bring their children down to the buses, and the buses will go to aron mawaan traffic.
Correct.
Ang nahitabo, wa mahinayon kay wa sila mo palit og buses. Number 2, wa pa man jud di man nga grabe kay traffic. So ang nahitabo, somebody offered property to Sacred Heart. So somebody built a building in Sacred Heart. So gimove. So ang pag-move ang sa nahitabo, literally, we moved the traffic from the Mingaw nga Banilad to become a very busy Banilad. Ang namingaw ang kuan Mango Avenue.
Mango Avenue.
Yes. Muna yung reality.
But diha punta kay tan-aw ato nga mo follow ang uban nga mga
Wa na. It was
educational institution.
Because not everybody had the opportunity to be given a property for them to move out. Muna yung problema.
Okay. So, how about the other major thoroughfares in the city? Let's talk about Iscarrio. Why is it that dugay kayo nga nahuman o napalapdan ang Iscarrio Street and kanang
Actually,
traverse sa Gorordo?
Kanang Iscarrio from Gorordo to the overpass it just took the DPWH 10 years. Muna ingon lagi ba nga, wa sila sense of kaikog nga gisweldoan sila, maikog ta sila sa mga tao nga gasweldo nila. Pero wa,
But they are part of the RDC.
mao lagi bisong saan pag while we are RDC, we do not have what you call executive powers. I mean, I wish I could fire a DPWH
Director.
and that would have been easier. Actually, mutan ay maayon ta. Ang RDC should have been what you call eventually supposed to be a parliamentary or a federal system. Then that would have been working very well.
Okay. Now, during your time, Sir Bobit, you were very active. Unya, nakita yun, no? Namungag yun ang inyong mga projects and programs nga na-implemented. Now, ug imong ikumparar the present crop of RDC personnel, top officials, and during your previous or during your time, nga karon, why is it that hapit man ma-zero ang projects implemented or submitted by RDC in the region compared to other provinces?
In fairness, actually the RDC was not used by then President Benigno Aquino. The RDC became almost kanang invisible during his term. So wag siya kay Noy would come to Cebu and they call it a windshield what you call windshield inspection. It means sakay kag auto, suroy ka. Kay iyang gikuan na notice siya nga nakabutang ko nun siya 30 billion dinhi. Among gi-check with my fellow media people. Sir, di man na 30 billion, sir. 30 million raman pero kuan 30 million of project nga kanang sa tawagan na, there's a term that they use kanang daan nga maayo nya giguba. Nya human gi baguhan og kuan. Mo na siya.
So lupig siya sa mga congressman.
Mao lagi.
So that was his way of paying the Cebu City residents.
Actually, mo na siyang nahitabo sa Sering Osmeña Avenue. During his term, gilapdan na siya, niya, gwapo man daan, giguba ang daan, aron mataod og semento.
Now, what can you say about all these projects implemented nowadays by DPWH Bobit? In the name of having these road networks, atua, especially in Cebu City and some areas in the province, nga bungkagon kay aron international standards.
Well, supposed to be, we have supposed to have grown up and grown. Unfortunately, ang DPWH good, wa by kanabitang, wa sila vision. I mean, it would have been different if they had a certain vision. For instance, I'll give example. I went to, before my kidney transplant, I went to Nagasaki. But from Fukuoka to go to Nagasaki, you have to take a 2-hour bus ride. Okay? Guwapon dan. Di man traffic, pero guwapon dan. Pa yung mga bridges. I was there last December, first week of December, for my second trip. Wow, this time, bag-og bridge, bag-og tunnel. Ko, ngiga Storyahan akong kuan, gobernador sa kuan, Nakamura sa Nagasaki. Ko, how come you have this? But I did not hear. Build. Nga siya, we Japanese just want to build. Now, dinhi Cebu. Kanang Iskaryo, manaingon ako, kapila na ko musuat. Himuig yun na og parallel road nga gikan mo ang kanang gikan ka sa kanang UP. Lahos na all the way to Guadalupe. Barangay Guadalupe. Pero at that time a project was what 600 million at the time. This was when I was still CITOM chief. Approved na siya sa supposed to be RDC. Gikalimtan.
With that budget of 600 million at that time.
At that time.
Karon tingali times 3.
Maybe.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Because increase man mga
Correct.
presyo sa yuta.
No na, tinod. So walang gyapon. Nya, naa sila lang alternative. The only alternative that they created was that Tami Osmeña build a bridge across the Guadalupe River and enter into Guadalajara village. Guadalajara village is a private village. You cannot even widen any of the road because it's owned by a private person. So, unsa man, wa man na yun.
How about that another existing one? From Upram, Naoga, and then gawas ka sa Barangay Hall.
Yeah, supposed to be.
Barangay Hall of Guadalupe.
Pero tanawa ang daan going there.
Gagmay sa kayo.
Perteng gagmaya. Muna. It is high time, muna bitaw yung kung naay bag-ong mga lugar, mag-ablig imog daan, ablig upat ka lanes. Kaya aron lapad na daan ninyong daan. Ang atong problema din mag-ablig tag daan, labi ng Barangay Road, 2 lanes. During my term, I asked the city council to, for instance, from Talamban all the way to Pitos, all the way to sa Bukid, himuon og national road. Wa, barangay road lang
Barangay
gihapon.
road gihapon.
Until now. Wa, you
So-
tell me. How do you solve
Sir
the
Bobit,
problem?
during your term, MCDP was not yet, Metro Cebu Development Coordinating Board.
Wala pa.
Wala pa.
Wala pa.
So, all these mga project proposals nimo nga submitted to CITOM or any other agencies, they are not, I think, and I hope na-collate na ni sa Metro Cebu Development Coordinating Board.
Well, I don't know. I do not. I'm not a member of that already. So, okay ba?
Because they have a lot of programs and projects nga gi-present every time nga na ay forum or program, something like this, no? Nga ilahang
You know, Art,
ipakita.
if they a good example karon. Let's not even talk Cebu City. Kanang Sheraton will open this year in Punta Engaño, including I think Marriott. Okay? Pero nakaagi na kasdaan diha.
Presently, gamay pa, wa pa.
Oh, gamay. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Nga kumuagi ka ng usa ka hotel karon dool sa Shangri-La, supposed to be wadino na kay mga first class World International
world-class
hotels.
You have Movenpick.
Yes, ang Movenpick, no?
B Hotel, Abaka, and all those.
Hotel. Daghan na kayo ng hotel diha. If you go to a place in Thailand, which is 4 hours drive from Bangkok, it's called Wahin. The road is so wide, okay? And all the first-class hotels are there. And you cannot make a U-turn unless 2 kilometers later. They have a special U-turn slot. So, wag traffic. Muna yun. Why can't we do
Pila
it?
kilometrahe, Sir Bobit? Ang U-turn slot?
2 kilometers.
2 kilometers.
Yeah.
Layo ano?
Yeah.
But sure, why traffic?
Why traffic?
Eh?
Why traffic? Muna, dinhi, supposed to be, gikan sa Beverly Hills up to JY, pila naman tayo pag U-turn. But people don't do that. So,
So, okay, Sir Bobit, with your experience ba, and with your a lot of projects in your mind, I hope nga dili ni makawang lang ang imong gisugyot ngadto sa ato ang gobyerno under these projects or programs of the administration, build. The previous administration, they have the PPP, private partnership program nga walang gihapon patay-patay pirmi as they say. So we still have a lot of issues to discuss with our guest this evening, my televiewers. Don't go away. A few reminders. Once again, welcome to MyPolitics. This is your host, Art Abarit. We have our guest this evening, a veteran and a respected journalist in the person of Sir Bobit Avila. And this program of mine, MyPolitics, is totally, not partly, tungod sa ato ang guest this evening. And for our televiewers, you can watch us on Sky Cable Channel 30 and also at livestream.com/mytv30/on-air. And for our televiewers. Okay, Sir Bobit, now let's discuss and palauman to gamay issue on political will. You made mention, no? Nagbaniog, grabe kayong successful. Let's take for instance that issue on the Manila Bay. Ang Battle of Manila Bay on grabe ang paglimpyo sa dagat in a matter of wa ikabot og sa kasimana, humantanan.
You know, what good mahuman actually, number one, wa ka ka-realize nga ang nagtambol yun nga issue, taga Cebu. Si Koan, attorney
Tony Oposa.
Tony Oposa.
Okay, taon-taon na nakuha ni Tony.
He started in 1997, and by December 2007, by December 2008, the Supreme Court gave 13 government agencies a mandamus order to clean up Manila Bay. So lipay kay Tony. That nothing happened. Because 2008 na, December na. So pag 2009, 1 year na lang si Gloria Arroyo. Then 2010 came, Pinoy came. And you know, Maya Ketosias Noynoying. So
nothing happened.
6 years of Manila Bay was really stagnant. Nothing happened. And then when President Duterte became president, wa na mulihok gahapon. Until President Duterte ordered the cleanup of Boracay.
Okay.
So when he ordered the cleanup of Boracay, I wrote a column kay gihimo mag Commodore sa Manila Yacht Club si Bobby Joseph. Yan ko Bobby. Kaya na Bobby, 5 years na siya nga kuan kanang what you call cancer problem.
Yes,
no?
exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Ko Bob, ang Ginoo ni preserve nimo kay aron naa kay something may
Napay mission nga iyang ipatrabaho.
Karon nga Commodore na ka sa Manila Yacht Club. Kanang yacht club para gundas mga deyate. So not everybody in Manila has a yacht. So how are you going to you must come up with a certain advocacy. Unsya, what do you want? Why don't you lead and spearhead the clean up of Manila Bay? I accept your challenge. So, I accept niyang challenge. I wrote columns, and soon, a lot of columnists started writing that Bobby Joseph accepted the challenge, and soon, DNR accepted it, and then even Duterte, when I wrote, I remember, on a Tuesday, 2 weeks ago, I wrote that the Manila Bay cleanup will start on the 27th of January. And you know, on that same night, President Duterte issued a warning to all the hotels that if you will throw your garbage and your refuse into Manila Bay, we will fine you. So it began. So everybody started to what you call enter.
So that was the start of the Battle of Manila.
The second battle of Manila
The second
Bay.
Battle of Manila,
And in fact,
Manila Bay.
Bobby Joseph ordered me to go to Manila. You must. Kaya gimbitar naman ko ni si Mato to attend the meeting on January 15. But I said, I am nobody. I'm just a columnist. Just report, tell me what happened, and I'll write it. What happened was Bobby said, no, you have to attend the formal launching. And I did. And I walked from Manila Hotel all the way to Manila Yacht Club, 3.7 kilometers. That's the longest time I walked since I had my operation. And for me, there were about 10,000 people who joined. And I felt that it was time that people had a sort of advocacy to clean up Manila Bay.
How about all those local government units, Sir Bobit, that were within the vicinity of the Manila Bay?
In fact, the DILG issued a sort of a question to about 100 what you call LGUs. Why did you not clean up? And what can you explain? Ang duda nako nga dinhi sa Cebu kay ngutana mas Bobby nako, why not clean up Cebu? So I said, let us clean up Manila Bay. If Manila Bay can be cleaned up, sayo na ng Cebu.
Okay.
Kay diha man jud ko plano diha Cebu. Nya somehow silang Nida Cabrera and Tammy Osmeña came up with a Facebook account that they are looking for volunteers to clean up.
Rivers and Esteros.
Yes, and I think it had to do nga hadlok sila nga ang DILG mo question niya nila. Kung mo question ang DILG nila, nga di sila katubag, or wa sila gibuhat, may sikwate sila. So that's where we are.
That's where the start. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is the program now also of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources under the tenureship of Secretary Simato, cleaning up of rivers and esteros.
Yes.
So, importante siya, upstream, not only the downstream. So, usa na sa nakitaan karon, and then yeah, it's just because of the political will and initiated by a private sector.
Yes. Actually, Art, there was an advertising uh, video of, I think, Land Bank, o basta one of the banks, nga magkita siya, nga kuha siya siyang basura, niya gilabay niya sapa, niya pag uwan paggabi ni baha, ang iyang basura ni sud siya bay, no, niya mayon ang basura itapon mo, babalik sa inyo, no?
Yeah, I remember that, Sir Bobit, because one time I attended a meeting, or not once, twice or thrice, no, with then Land Bank President Hilda Pico. And at that time, Land Bank President Hilda Pico, a close friend of Tony Oposa. And Tony Oposa coordinated with Madam Leonarda Camacho of Linis Ganda Makati, Linis Ganda Manila, the mother of Finance Secretary Camacho. So, they started that.
Yeah.
But ang problema lang, they have the money in the bank given by the World Bank, pero ang problema, why ni una? Not a single local government unit.
Well, actually now, I get a lot of emails also. And a lot of them praises na naiuban nga ingon nga ikaw Sir Avila makay ka mo kuan nya karon daghan na kayo nang ligo kay limpyo na ang Manila Bay nya di pa ka ba di man naman siya malimpyo usa ka semana usa ka buwan niyon ko look, just because some people jump into the water, don't blame me. But ang ako, this is a 7-year project. This project was approved by Duterte. 7 years, that means even after he ends his presidency, the project is still on. Yeah, so that is something we have
because
to be proud of.
there are a lot also factors, no, nga malimpyo gyud siya kay it came out in the papers nga a lot of companies, a lot of establishment or firms nga surrounding the Manila Bay up to Laguna Lake nga daghan pa kayo nga their garbage will end up at Manila Bay.
Correct.
So mao sa usa nga tan-aw, not only that will be a holistic approach.
Dinhi sad, I'll give you example. Kanang Butuanon Rivers, Mandawi. When I was still young, I used to race there. It's called an observed trials competition, where higot ni mong pisi, nya dili ka patunob, nya tuyo kas motor, nya makatunob ka -5, 10, 15, sa pila ka makuan. Then kasi mo champion katong dili mo tunob. Good ko na ha, sa Butuanon River.
Asa man dapita nga inyuhang tabukanan sa Bobit?
Diri dapit sa kanang
diri sa
kumbay ni Jingjing sa una. Nya kuan kuan to siya kanang what you call limpyo kay tubig.
Limpyo,
may hindi ko man hugasan ko na mo motor. No? Pero karon di na.
Wa na.
But ingon si Tony Oposa, nakita ko sa Manila 2 weeks ago, ingon siya nga, gimbitar ko no siya ang International River Summit. Nya, he already gave proposals to Mayor Gabriel Kisumbing,
Luigi
Kisumbing. Nya, supposed to be to how to clean up. Now, whether they will clean up is another story. It's another story. Because kana appeal na siya sa paghugaw dito sa ang kuwan lang yun, ang advantage ng Mactan Channel is that naa siya strong current. Although ang Mactan, side there is sa MEPSA, na ay mga squatters. Kanatang tangon yun na.
So they're very silted, no? Ang Mactan Channel.
Yeah.
Because of the run of water during rainy days.
Correct.
Now, og imo sa tan-awon Sir Bobit, it came out in the papers nga all rivers and esteros in Cebu City are biologically dead.
Correct.
So it's beyond, as of now, it's beyond redemption.
Supposed to be, yeah.
But then, if the local government units, hopefully all of them are environmentally literate, malimpyo sana.
Well, naragyan na nato, Art, no? If you put the being Christians, that cleanliness is next to godliness, then nga nahugawan man ta as a people. We should not be. Di ba?
So, but how about the campaign against plastic? We have already started, no? Nga, na adlaw nga palit ka sa mga malls, you can carry your mga pinalit nimo ini
That is a very good law. But nga no may law nga nas Japan. nanawon sila rivers. Because they don't throw their plastics into the river. Kita ra gyud gawan. That's why gihimuan na lang og ban sa plastic, which is wrong, actually. But we should not allow, supposed to be a law like that. But then, wa man choice. Mapugos ang tao.
So, mao na diha sa Bobit, usa sa dagkong mga challenges, no? Under this present administration. Now, ikaw, last na to nga kuan Sir Bobit, issue. Why is it that the present administration di mo adhere og mga UDA-funded projects? Ang ilahang katarungan because na kay usa ka kilometrahe under Official Development Assistance Program, mudako ang cost rather than ang gobyerno mooy mo undertake.
Correct. I think that's a good one. That's the right attitude to it. Because ang problema lagi kay too many what you call money is wasted. For instance, pagpalit lang daan sa yuta to widen a road, that money is wasted. It should be given by people.
I see.
Widening the road should be given.
So that's the reason why this present administration ang iya is build, unya iyahang kwarta gigamit ato ang taxes.
Correct.
Okay. Sir Bobit, we have a lot of issues to discuss with. Unya, I know, daghan pa unta kang buot nimong ipapartake ngadto sa ato ang listeners and viewers this evening. But then, we have only 1 hour for our program. Ang ato na lang parting statement, Sir Bobit, to our televiewers.
Well, I'm glad that you focused on the cleanliness of Cebu's rivers and creeks. And let's hope that the city of Cebu this time would wake up. Maybe kay election year man 2019, let us now ask each and every single candidate, whether you're a city council or a what you call mayor, vice mayor, or governor or vice governor or provincial board, what your plans are to clean up Cebu. And that is something that we should take seriously. Remember, if you will vote for a candidate who is supposed to be corrupt, you are not just a voter. You are a collaborator of that corrupt government official.
Thank you very much, Sir Bobit. Thank you very much, our televiewers for this evening, our host. This is your host, Art Barit. And next time, thank you.